This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Demsey Mckean in Saudi Arabia. Demsey, massive fight week for you this week. Just talk to me a little bit about how camp has been so far.
Camp's been good. It's been a long 11 weeks. I think it was 11 weeks last time I was here for the press conference, in the UK for the press conference, and quick in and out business trip, 3 days there. I think I've spent more time in the air than I did in the UK itself, which I didn't mind. Didn't let the jet lag set in too much, did it? But it's been a great camp. Had a lot of good sparring partners, a lot of sparring under the belt. Been inactive for about a year, so we had to make sure we hit our numbers of sparring.
I want to ask you a little bit about your opponent, Moses Itauma. A lot of people have said, future heavyweight champion. Is it your ambition and goal to kind of shut people up now and really put a stamp on the heavyweight division and say, you know what, Moses Itauma isn't ready yet for the likes of Demsey Mckean?
Yeah, that's my goal. Obviously, I've got my own ambitions and goals to be a world champion also, and Moses is in my way of that. He's got a world ranking that I want and I need. Take him out, I get that. I think he possibly could go on to win a world title in the future, but I don't think the time is not now, not when I'm in front of him.
Dempsey, what weaknesses do you see in Moses Itauma that you believe you'll be able to exploit?
Yeah, look, obviously he's a fast starter. He doesn't have any experience in the later rounds, which I'm sure they know. I'm sure they're preparing for a 10-round war, worst case scenario. But there's a few things my coach Fidel has picked up on that we've kind of capitalised and looking to capitalise on. We've got a good game plan surrounding that. Don't want to give too much away, as I know their team does do a lot of video research and whatnot. And they're probably going to be looking at our interviews after today also. So, but there's inexperience is one thing, and there's other things there also.
Do you believe that Moses hasn't fought anyone to your level yet, and maybe this is a little bit too soon of a step up for Moses?
Yeah, it's definitely a big step up for him. He even says himself, he knows he hasn't really fought anyone. I know that. Last fight, Marius Wok, he's expected to do Marius in that kind of fashion. He's guy's big as a house now. He's 45. He obviously doesn't train. Took the fight on short notice, so you can't really compare Marius Wok to me. I'm a contender myself. I'm in the prime of my career at 34 years old. I've had some good fights also, and only the one loss on my record to Hrgovic. So they know they're going to be in for a fight.
What did you learn in that defeat to Filip Hrgovic? Obviously, the first time that you tasted defeat. What did you learn in the aftermath of that?
Yeah, obviously it hurt. Looking at back, it's like we just made a couple of small adjustments. Obviously got stopped in the 12th round, but a lot of those rounds were close and scorecards were quite close also. But he snatched a lot of those rounds, which is his experience and activity in the clinches and whatnot as well. But we've made some good adjustments. We're fighting nice and tall and long, and we're holding our feet under us. And yeah, it's just obviously it hurt to lose that fight, but it's kind of reinvented myself to kind of come back with an extra bit of fire in my belly.
Obviously in the main event, Tyson Fury faces Alexander Usyk again. What do you make of this rematch, and how do you think that plays out, Dempsey?
The rematch, I think Usyk gets it done. I think it's going to be another cracker of a fight. The first fight was unreal. Honestly, it's like an undisputed world title fight. That's what it's supposed to be. And as a fan and looking at it as a potential, hopefully, contender against these guys as well, I couldn't help but to just that was an unreal fight. It really was good. And I think Usyk gets it done in the same manner. I think he just takes over the second half of the fight, uses his pace, his experience, and his work rate.
Have you sparred both guys?
No, I haven't sparred either of them. No, it would have been good to get some sparring with Usyk, especially for this fight with Moses. Done some sparring with Joe Apatow, the next best cruiserweight. So but yeah.
I want to ask you a little bit about Daniel Dubois. Obviously, beats AJ, has his whole career ahead of him now. Who would you like to see Dubois face next?
Well, I think he's fighting Parker as well. I think that's a really good fight. Honestly, I think Parker deserves that. He's been sitting on the sideline waiting for a big fight after dismantling Zhang and Wilder. So he's coming off a couple of big wins, and they both kind of had a good resurgence of their careers. They've kind of gone through their losses and their ups and downs, and now they're Dubois world champion. So
what do you make of Dubois and Parker as a spectacle? Do you think Dubois can take Parker out of there? Do you think maybe Parker could old man Daniel Dubois a little bit?
I think you can go either way, honestly. I think Dubois probably tips it. I've done a lot of rounds with Dubois over the years when I used to live in Essex. He's only down the road, so he's probably one of my main sparring partners. And we used to have some really good spars, some wars as well. But I'd say probably some of the hardest spars I've had was against Dubois. So I know what he kind of brings to the table. Definitely packs a punch, but Parker's no slouch either.
Well, Demsey Mckean, appreciate your time and look forward to catching up again this week. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers.